Welcome to SLC Fanboys, three guys who love Star Wars, comic books, gaming, movies, and fangirls. Adam Thomas, self-appointed Starfleet captain and Cylon sympathizer. Andy Farnsworth, comic book Jedi and George Lucas apologist. Tyson Webb, Comic-Con moderator and amateur Sith. These are the SLC Fanboys.
SLC Fanboys at FanX 2017 here at the Salt Palace. Excited to be here with actress and voice actress extraordinaire Adrienne. Did I get that right, Adrienne?
No. You got to think of it like right. Rocky. Yo, Adrienne.
Yeah, okay, Adrienne Wilkinson. So, Adrienne, you people got to first know you as the daughter of Xena, Xena Warrior Princess.
That is true. I kicked a little booty on horseback. It was fun. Nice sort of ancient Roman badass, really.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Have you played anybody quite as badass as that since?
I'm going to say yes, because I also played Maris Brood in The Force Unleashed, who was extraordinary. She was a Jedi turned Sith. And then also in Star Trek Renegades, I played Captain Lexxa Singh, who was the daughter of Khan. So I kind of have incredible lineage.
Now, you're the daughter of Khan and the woman from the Enterprise, right? That he had on SETI Alpha, 5, 6?
Nope, but I love that you are digging deep. I am the daughter of Khan, but the wife was only introduced in Star Trek Renegades because we used his DNA, so it was implanted. Yeah.
Okay, very nice.
Exactly.
I did notice you had a scar on you in some of the publicity shots. I haven't actually had a chance to see the video, but looks like you took some punches on that too.
Oh, I took some punches, and I also had this really amazing neck tattoo, which just makes you feel cool, so, you know.
Wow, but it was temporary, I see.
Yes, totally temporary.
So tell me about voice acting, because I was going to ask you about Maris Brood, and you've voiced a lot of video game characters. What are some of the other games that people would have heard your voice on?
Oh gosh, I've had about 30 video games by now. I'm in World of Warcraft, I'm in Saints Row, I was in the Sopranos video game, I did Scooby-Doo, the Bratz, Neopets, so it's kind of extremes. Like on one hand I'm doing really like badass assassins, and on the other hand I'm doing like little girly fairies. So
what's the difference? How do you prepare for each one?
I wear boots or I wear high heels. That's my gimmick, yeah.
But you actually try to dress the part as you do the voice acting?
Never dress the part, but I always try to give shoes that give the right posture. Because when you're voicing something, I always stand when I'm doing voiceover work, and I don't want to be in heels if I'm supposed to be something really tough, and I certainly don't want to be and same vice versa. Like, I just really want to have the posture that sort of gives me the ability to sort of feel a little bit like the character.
Now, I've noticed that some, when they do voice act, or some of the CG stuff I've seen, they actually model the character who's voicing it, the facial, a little bit like it.
Sure.
Because Maris Brood does look like you. Was that on purpose or on accident?
Well, Maris Brood is me. Maris Brood is actually my image that was created for the animation. So I voiced the character, but I was also completely the model for it. But honestly, any animation that you do, games not necessarily, but almost any actual animation that is done, they will always record you, and then they will use the film to let the animators build around your face. So usually, almost always, your characters will have the same eyes, or something about it will still be reminiscent of you. So in the Clone Wars, the character daughter,
I was going to ask about her
too. Exactly. But they had the character sketch, but they definitely filmed everything that we were doing and incorporated that into the animation.
And it is nice to see that you survived that episode of Clone Wars when your character did not.
That is true. That's the great thing about acting, is I've died multiple times, but I have yet to do it in real life, so it's all good.
Now, that was one of the key episodes of the Clone Wars. I don't know if you ever watched the entire series, but that ended up being a key episode towards the whole saga because of what Anakin discovers about himself, and then they mind wipe him at the end, so he can't remember it.
Oh.
Well, but if he knew all of it, but it
Sure.
was one of the key episodes. I just binge watched the whole series like a month ago, so but I was really excited to find out I was going to talk to the daughter, which is interesting.
Nice.
You only got named as the daughter. I was hoping for a little more detail,
Absolutely, but I think there's something powerful in Enigma too. When you're talking about being the representation of the light side of the Force, I don't really know that you need her name and address and all of her personal details. I think just,
Yeah, but nerds like us do.
Well, okay, I'm going to give you that.
So talk about it was Star Trek
Renegades.
Now,
yes.
How does that work with? Because recently Paramount started cracking down on some of the.
That is true. Although ours was before that. We were completely approved by the studio. We were an independent production, but with their permission. And we created a really cool thing. It was like I was the new captain, but it was like I was the captain of a Black Ops team. So instead of just your normal Star Trek, this was a darker version of Star Trek. And we were the team that we were fighting for the greater good, but we were doing some pretty sketchy stuff when necessary because somebody's got to do it. You know what I mean?
Well, that's what they kind of took that track in Star Trek Into Darkness when they reintroduced Khan into the mod. I see what you think. They liked your idea, obviously.
Very much so. And I'm thrilled about the new series. I have several friends that are in it, and I love it. But of course, Lexxa Singh is such a cool character that I wish she could have lived longer.
How do we get Adrienne Wilkinson into Star Trek Discovery? The petition starts right now.
For real. Like, that's the whole thing. Yeah.
And Lexxa Singh, too. Why not?
Oh, absolutely.
I mean, we got time travel. We've introduced time travel into the Star Trek universe.
Absolutely.
You happen after Discovery. It doesn't mean you can't. I mean,
this is what I'm
Star Trek
saying.
Voyager used time travel all over the place.
See, let's make it happen.
There's no
Come on now.
continuity
Look
issues
at us.
with
We
Paramount.
just fixed everything.
We just did it. We just did it. Okay, so tell me about when does the voice acting thing just kind of snowball? Like once you get a really good character, eventually like it becomes easier, or like how did you start to do voice work? What brought you into it?
Well, almost all of my on-camera acting was a lot of sort of really tough outdoors, lots of fighting, that sort of thing, which means that almost all of my work required ADR, required replacing the voice, my own voice. So I had spent a lot of time in the booth, and I just decided one day to give it a shot. I had an agent reach out to me that thought they had a project that might be good for me, and it turns out it works. I really love it, and it's great because voiceover allows you to play characters you'd never get the chance to play in on-camera work. So it's sort of the best of both worlds.
When you record dialogue for something like The Force Unleashed, video games versus, say, the Clone Wars, what's the difference? Like in the process difference? Do you just go in, record it, and go out? Do you get to interact with any of the other characters? I would assume it's more likely on a series versus a video game where you're just recording snippets of dialogue that'll be inserted at random, or maybe not at random, but...
Well, I have to say that LucasArts is, it's above and beyond. So my experience, especially because we were doing mocap, my experience with The Force Unleashed was very similar to my experience on the Clone Wars, because in both cases I was lucky enough, which never happens on a video game, I was lucky enough that I got to record with my scenes with the cast. So we were actually interactive, working with one another, both in the television series and the cartoon, but also in the video game itself. So I was really lucky.
I'm very jealous right about it. Although
that was my goal.
It is fun to play a game that now I know somebody who was in the game.
Oh, nice. I love that.
And I have both Force Unleashed.
Well, I guess I'll just say...
I may even play it here. I brought it on my computer.
Well, I hope I kick your ass. That's all I'm saying.
I'm pretty skilled with a lightsaber.
Does he know who he's talking to? I mean, what is happening?
Obviously, I haven't got to her level yet. So, what's coming up for you? What can we look for you? Actually, first of all, I want to know, where can we watch Star Trek Renegades? Is it available anywhere?
Absolutely. Everything regarding Renegades you can find on YouTube. We also have a website, but YouTube's the easy thing. So yeah, everybody can find it there. Okay. Anything with me you can find at adriennewilkinson.com and follow all my social media and find out more about me than you ever wanted to know. And in terms of...
you want to know more about it.
I'm going to take that. But in addition to that, I do have several new projects coming up. You can find out all about them on my website. I'll give a shout out to Burning Dog, which is a movie that's coming out fairly soon that also has Greg Grunberg in it, so that's kind of fun.
More Star Wars and Star Trek connections.
That's what I'm saying.
And heroes.
Exactly. It was a nice mesh. For anybody that loves voiceover work, I am part of a series called Suspense that takes place, you can find it on iTunes, but it also... you can find it on literally in hundreds of stations around the world. On every continent we have access, so you can find it. And it's kind of like the Twilight Zone. It's like old sort of horror anthology episodes. And I have a brand new web series called Sidetracked, which is getting a lot of attention right now, that has some yummy cast in it. Tracy Toms and Edie Brown and Jason Kelly and just some really great people, so it's a lot of fun.
So how would Maris Brood tell someone to listen to SLC Fanboys?
At Saber Point. That's what she would do.
I like it. No cheat, no give me the voice. Ah,
right.
I tried.
I'm sorry. I'm just, yeah.
That's okay. Well, Adrienne, thank you so much. It's such a pleasure to meet you.
Oh, thank you.
Best of luck. And I'll look for you in the upcoming stuff. And I'm going to tell my kids, hey guys, guess what? I'm pals with the daughter of the Force.
I love it. Look who I just made a cool dad. Come on now.
Thanks, Adrienne.
Absolutely. No, high five it out.
Oh, high five.
Yes.
You got it.
Thank you.
You're welcome.